is the Bourne podcast, and now say hello to Ben.
It's Ben Bourne here, and I sorry I missed bringing you frequent podcast episodes, which is a lot of viewing, a lot of content, so to speak. I know I have been busy, but there's two things when you do a podcast. One, you have to have time, and two, you have to have something to talk about. Well, now I do have something to talk about in this episode. It's about asking me something. And before I get into that, I just want to let everybody know to please thank you very much for viewing my past episodes, for liking and subscribing. If you haven't, please do so. And, I don't want to tell you how old I am because it's not good to mention age. Also, for you out there, and I've met people from, I don't care, wherever, if you have a question, if you have an advice, please tell me. Don't be afraid to ask. Leave a comment. Ask if you have a question, if it regards a relationship, if it involves what to do in life, how to survive. Don't be afraid to ask. And also, if you folks are interested, I have a business email that you could leave an advice, but better yet, because I rarely do, I do business. I have a business email. That is for business purposes. People have business emails, and plus, not only that, I also have, like I said, I also have there are different ways for you to contact me through social media, which I have, and just leave a question, and I'll be very happy to answer it on my next episode, because I want to get this in along with something else I want to talk about. And like I said, podcasting is a lot of fun if you have something to talk about. And, I pushed to getting into this episode? No, I wasn't. It's just that sometimes, I would like to plan out and write out what I'm going to say, but that won't do no good, because that sometimes it may or may not. It does. It's a matter of memorization. It's memory. And plus, if you have a good memory, you keep it in. Oh, and speaking of memory, I want to let everybody know, in my last episode, one of my past episodes, I talked about, that I had a concussion many years ago. Then I went to see a neurologist. I did see a neurologist. She told me everything is fine with my head, and I got to go back and see the neurologist again. So you probably want to do the same. Check your health, your well-being. Make sure everything is all right on your end, because I don't want to be religious, but I have to put it in. Whoever you pray for in whatever language, you have a purpose. God gave you a purpose that you want to live on. You want to do something and complete not just his work, but also your work. And whatever it is you do, stick with it. Don't give up. Stick with it. If you have a problem, be by yourself. Get down on two knees and pray on it. That is perhaps one of the best advice I can give you, one of many, because it's worked for me. You can't rush what you really want to do, but you're going to get there. You would be surprised, as I do, that it's going to work out. And I got some things that I want worked out, but you got to do it one thing at a time. I don't see anything wrong with it. You probably, what you want to do, you don't see anything wrong with it. And also, this podcast is one of many things. Its advice is of topics of different situations, but we'll get there. I know I will. You know, it's so fun for me for that level of understanding. Call it what you will, but it's going to get there. For me, for you, in your situation, you will get there. So basically, what I'm saying is, don't worry about the struggles. Um, whatever money you have, save it. You're going to get there. Be true to yourself, believe in yourself. I've said this hundreds and hundreds of times, many times. You're going to get there. I know I will. You know, I don't like being rushed. Maybe you feel the same. You don't like being rushed. You're going to get there. Nothing is impossible if you believe. Yeah. Nothing is so impossible if you believe. And I know nothing is impossible for me because I have to continue to put these episodes up. I'm trying to work as much content as I can. I'm hoping for one day I want to get a bigger room so I can open the space and an extra equipment to do a better podcast. No podcast is perfect. No podcast program is sensational or perfect, but it's going to get there. And you know what I'm also blessed and happy for? That I could squeeze this episode right on in. Squeeze it. One of these days I'm going to get my podcast background as well. I always wanted a background and stuff. But of course, not supposed to say that, but I just let part of that out. But like I said, in conclusion, it's going to work. It's going to work if you believe in yourself. Don't let people stop you, get in your way. Friends and family, because if they do get in your way, you're never going to make it on your own. And I hope you all take that into account. And usually, again, I come up with a impersonation. I don't have one. I know that bothers me more than it does you. But I promise I will come up with a funny impersonation down next time. All right. But I know one thing. I'm coming back with another podcast episode that involves something, maybe a current event, maybe a story that had me in my lifetime, that happened in the past, and I will do that. That's what this episode is all about. It's of storytelling. It's of advice. All the whole 100 yards. I know there's a saying, you're doing the whole 9 yards. Nah, go for the whole. If you can reach the whole 100 yards from one end of the field to another, in football terms, why not? Don't let nobody stand in your way. Okay? And with that being said, I thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Bourne Podcast. Remember, as I said, always remember to like and subscribe and to view. I'm Ben Bourne. I'll see you next time on this episode of the Bourne Podcast.